Work with us technology angels tonight. Hello and welcome everyone. We are doing an amazing session tonight with the beautiful Julianna Jay, all the way from Ireland, spiritual teacher and mentor. Julianna Jay's session tonight is going to help you to activate your throat chakras and release any self-limiting beliefs or doubts that are holding you back, because you have an important message to share with the world. We want to make sure that we release anything that is in the way of that, and be able to help you to shine bright, as I say, because the world needs you. So please welcome our beautiful guest, Julianna Jay. Over to you, Julianna.
Thank you, Melissa. It's a real honor and privilege to be here. I signed up for the challenge a year and a half ago, and I just want to give you a snapshot of where I was coming from when I found Melissa's work. I was doing videos for numerologist.com, which are an international carrier of spiritual messages. And it was all going fine, except every time I had to do a video, by the time I'd washed my hair, I got my eyes in the wrong position, not muted my mic, got a phone call from my husband, or whatever, it was taking me nearly a week to put a video together. And I knew for my own growth that that was just unsustainable. So I saw Melissa's beautiful invitation to join her. I didn't even know there was a prize at the end. I just knew my soul was calling me to work this out, to make this easier for myself and to be more accessible to people. So I joined the 30-day video challenge, and you know what? I really feel you're in for a treat. I thought I'd learn about video. I didn't know that I'd go on a personal journey, a soul search, a huge soul search about who am I, what am I here to do, what's really my message, how do I clip my message down into a size that people will be willing to listen to me at, and how do I hone me and my message in a way that the world can understand. What my biggest fear was, you're on your second day. On the second day of the challenge, I reached out to Melissa and I said, Melissa, I'm a little bit different. You see, I speak to angels. I talk about spiritual things. I talk about the soul. And I feel I'm going to be weird in this challenge. And Melissa took me by the hand and very gently said, Julianna, I think you'll find a home here. And as I listened to all the videos coming in, I realized I wasn't so weird, and I realized that there was a whole family out there of people who were heart-centered like me, who had different messages or similar messages, and were also struggling on how to actually convey this out to the world. And it was humbling for me to reach out, but it was like ask and it's given, which is a great spiritual law. The minute I asked, and the minute I stretched out and said, Melissa, you know, I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, it was like all the messages that were coming in from everybody in the group were helping me, were honing me, were showing me, were enlightening me, and were making it okay to be me. And I really think that you're in for a most amazing journey. And I feel that there's never been a more important time for you to get your messages through, for you to find that voice of the soul, for you to step into your power, and for you to really believe in you having enough to let that little light shine, that your light is a critical light in the light of the world. And I've been listening to some of your videos, and you know, there's been new topics that I haven't heard come up before, where people are talking about environmental issues. And these are becoming huge issues that we all need to discuss. People are talking about university courses and being able to release them out to the world. Again, education. So from a spiritual perspective, the whole veil has come down. Our banking system has changed. Our education system has changed. Our hospital system has changed. Our value of people has changed, and compassion has come in. And we are now allowed to hold our own truth in the world. And it has never been as important for you to become a realist in what you believe in and be able to have the strength and the power to convey that message out to other people. There was a time when if I wanted to meet each one of you and have this privilege of being in your homes, I would have had to travel to Australia. I would have had to leave my home in Ireland, travel to Australia and do a tour. Isn't it actually magical that tonight I can be with you in your homes, in your bathrobes, in your pajamas, in your cozy couch, while I'm here in Ireland? This is our future. This is where our messages can go. This is where we can carry our light. And as much as our soul has no restriction in time and space, technology gives us the ability to lift ourselves out into the world and to shed and spread our light in our own sweet way. So the gift of what the 30-day challenge does is that it gives you practice runs. It actually allows you sometimes to make a fool of yourself. I remember doing one challenge where I had to sing, which was really pushing the boat out. But it allows many opportunities for you to hone who you are and to prepare yourself. So I wanted to bring it into the world in which I live in, which is the world of empowering people to live from the soul, the world of empowering people to walk in their purpose and to live their dreams. And I'm passionate about this. I really am, because I believe that unless we can really be who we were made to be and simply be that, we're missing it. We're missing the bigger picture. We're missing the point. And we're going to spend a lifetime in misalignment trying to pretend we're somebody else. So my prayer for you in the next days ahead is that you actually will in some way get out of your own way and find a way of realizing no one else's message is more important than mine. There's nobody else that has come down by the great creator on this earth to bring this message. So it's up to me to bring this through. And I think we get many trial runs at our message. We get many times of awakening to what our message is. And sometimes these come in from traumas. Sometimes they come in from times where we go, what's happening with the environment? It's not okay. It's just not okay anymore. Or people not having faith and being lost. It's not okay anymore. Or children not getting the help they need in school because of disability is not okay anymore. I'm going to be the voice. I'm going to find a way to find the people who need to hear me just as I am. So I hope that in this wonderful time that you're spending in your soul search, honing your voice, honing your message, figuring out who you are, that you will be really gentle, really, really gentle, and allow yourself to waddle through this, to muddle your way through this, like you would any other experience. I had the luxury yesterday of watching a child who's beginning to walk. And the last time I saw this child, it was just wriggling on its belly because it was before COVID broke out in Ireland. And now I had the joy of going into a home and seeing this child holding onto the couch, bringing itself around the couch and falling and getting up again and figuring out another way and pulling at the couch and working out how to find the supports that it actually needed to work out how to walk. And you know what? There was so many different moves done by that child, and it was taking so much time to work it out. I think one of the things that we do when we become adults, big people, is we want to skip the figuring it out. We want to in some way jump forward and say, I know it all. This is easy for me. I can do this with ease and grace. The reality is there will be many times that you have to pull yourself up, reach out for support, work out how to do this, maybe look at other people's YouTube clips and say, how did they do what they were doing? All of this is okay. But the real joy is that there's an innate message, I believe, in the inner sanctum of your soul that you came down on earth with. You arrived with it. It's here. It came with you. It came like a badge of honor hanging off your little wrist saying, when Julianna comes down, she'll talk to people about the soul. When Sandra comes down, she's actually going to talk to people about the environment. She's going to be one of those people who will save the planet. And when Catherine comes down, she's going to talk about university and bringing actually courses that were only ever in universities out to the world. How magic! And now, for some reason, your soul is coming knocking and saying, can you please not hide anymore? Can you please not feel somebody has it more than you have? Because just the way you say things, just your poise, just your stature, just your way, just your humor is actually what the world needs. Not everyone is going to get you, but the people who do may just choose to really like you, or may even choose to love you. Most importantly, many of you are building a legacy. Many of you have come through the beginning stages of your own growth. You've got out of your own way. You may be running workshops in small towns, going from town to town. You may have a center. But now you realize, wow, I can go further. And the world is pushing me to do this because they're insisting that I go online. And when I go online, how much further could I go? So that's like that child who is trying to master its way around the couch at the moment. Can you imagine when it gets its real feet under it, how far it can go? Because I use my feet every day, but I didn't know that when I was starting off, how far these feet would bring me. It's the same with you. Your soul is not something that can be contained. Your soul is not something that holds an essence that has a ranking order. Your soul is pristine. Your soul is infinite light. And it's a light in the world. And imagine if you came to me for a reading and I said to you, you are the light of the world. Would you reject that? Would you say, no, other people are the light of the world? Or would you, for the first time ever, really hold in your heart, I am the light of the world? I remember going to a Bruce Springsteen concert, and I think it was for me. I know that sounds really funny, but at the beginning of this concert, he sang, this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. And at the end of the concert, he sang the same song. And I was blown away. I actually had to come out of the energy because I was gone too high from the whole crowd. It was amazing. And that day, something stirred in my soul, and I thought, I have to let this little light shine. I have to do this in my own way. And I have to work through whatever layers are blocking me from coming in to honing, honoring, appreciating, and giving gratitude for who I am. I watched a documentary with Gareth Brooks the other night, and it was amazing on Netflix. It was tracking his story, and it was talking about how country music was so not accepted before he brought his spin to it, and how he became the best-selling international artist for a one-man band against U2, against the Beatles, everything. He outshone it. And each time he was catapulted with fear of, I will not be accepted, but I will try and overcome. I will at least present it. I ask you deep down in your heart to believe tonight or today, whatever time it is, that your message has weight. Your message is required, and that your single voice can mix and hone with so many other lights, and that you won't journey alone. You see, what I know about soul vision from reading Akashic records around soul purpose for many people, and I'll explain that in a moment, is once we have a vision of who we need to be in the world, the provision is provided. So once we have a vision of who we need to be in the world, the provision, just some way or another, is provided by the universe. You're not different to that line. I remember when I was doing the 30-day challenge, the technology nearly killed me. And I thought, oh God, next time I'm going to do it so well. And I was so shocked when Melissa announced me as the winner. I couldn't understand how I was the winner. I was honored to be the winner. And as I went inwards and meditated and tried to work out how I got so lucky, a little voice in my head said, you had asked for help. You had asked for this to become easier. You had actioned all you could. Of course, the world provided. Bless Melissa's soul, she was in Australia and she heard that message. We don't need to make this really hard. We just need to action our own aspect of this and let go and let God. We just need to trust and to believe to receive. So if we talk about believe just for one moment, because this is the time where we are all asked as a collective to hone into our own belief system and to believe in ourselves and to believe in hope and to believe in a future. So I just want you to look for a moment at that word believe. Maybe you want to write it down, or maybe you just want to listen. And look up the letters. And in the letters of believe, you will find a little word called lie. B-E-L-I-E-V-E. I think in order to believe, we need to let go of other people's lies, other people's assumptions, other people's truths. And we need to just hone in and take the truth as it feels for us. And most of us come down at a soul level in order to ascend. So in order to live a better life than we've done before in past lives, to leave our mark on the world, and in some way to leave this world a better place. We're in the midst of chaos in the world at the moment. I do believe the veils are being pulled down. I do believe that we are starting at a new level of awakening and awareness. And I do believe that we are being asked to look at what are the lies and what are the truths for us, and to check into what do I believe in. And I guarantee you that the passionate message that you're trying to convey to people through your work is so important. It's sacred. It's sacred. And it holds the keys to your energy. It holds the keys to your legacy. It holds the keys to your light. It holds the keys to the new connections that can come in. And it holds the keys of the difference between living a mundane life and actually fueling our passion into something that really makes sense for who we are. So can you take a moment to just say, well done to you. Well done for showing up. Well done for trying. Well done for getting out of your own way. And well done to stepping back through all the unconditional stuff that has come in and layered over your personality and says, who are you to do what you're doing? And has stepped you instead into a space of saying, let those lies go. The message has to come from you. You are the messenger. And you have a great message to bring to the world. Can we move that energy just down into our heart for a moment? Can you just close your eyes, put your hands on your heart? If you put your two hands on your heart, you'll actually make angel wings. And I ask you to speak the following words if you dare. These are the most powerful words you will ever say to yourself in truth and honesty. If you dare. I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in me. I can feel the energy in everyone who's watching, and some people are in tears. How do I know this? Because I operate as a messenger, a divine messenger, and I feel as a clairsentient the feelings of other people. And I would ask anybody who's in tears, because it's so hard to say, I believe in me, to cut themselves some big slack here, because it's a journey to believe in you. And what you were feeling, if you felt like I couldn't believe in me, are your blocks. They are your blocks to finding and owning the truth of who you are. And I want to soften this by saying, I know I fully won't know who I am until my final breath, because that is one of the key things in our lives as spiritual beings having a human experience, is that the soul is constantly giving us new experiences, new concepts, new things to work on. And I don't think it's until our final breath that we really work out what were all those threads going through the tapestry of our lives and what picture it created. But each time we step into a new experience, a new thought, a new ability to try something new, our soul leaps for joy. You see, our soul has no interest in going where it went before. So if you've always taught in the community hall, or you've always been in corporate and you're just moving out of it, or if you've always pulled cards for people as an angelic reader, but no one's ever known, or you've done Reiki with your friends, but not anybody else, or you have been an environmentalist in your own home, but you haven't brought it any further, university lecturer, but now you actually see, actually, this is a message that needs to go out further. You're not going to know what you're doing for a little while. And you have to come with a jizz in your soul that says, I'll figure myself out on the way. I'll work it out. I'm open. So today, I just ask you to be in openness, to open to more, to open to believing in you, to open to liking you. And please God, by the end of your life, that you might just say with huge conviction, I love little old me. I love who she is. I love what she represents. And I'm proud of what she did. She didn't hold that message in. She let that message out. I believe there's a vault of information within each and every one of you. I believe that each and every one of you have come with a totally different soul lens. I have a beautiful book, you can see it on my website, which is called The Soul Lens. And it's called that for a reason, in that the way Natasha sees the world versus the way Denise sees the world versus the way Melissa sees the world are completely different. And so they should be, because the experiences that have formed them in this lifetime have brought in so much change, so many different things, that their eyes are opened in different ways. And there's a vault of experience that comes with that honed soul that maybe somebody else needs to hear. I'm going to tell you a story about how I first started talking. So I have 2 children who are dyslexic. I have 3 children and 2 of them are dyslexic. And one of the children was involved in a special reading unit, and they wrote a book. And I had just given up my work in corporate and thought, you know, that feeling of I have a little bit of time on my hands, maybe I could give back to the world. And they were looking for fundraising in the school. And I said, I can do an ice cream party. And it was the best ice cream party that never happened, because the ice cream party never happened. When I went down to the school, they showed me the book. I was running and racing, and it was 2 days later before I got a chance to read the book. As I read the book, I was really moved by what my daughter was going through at school that I wasn't fully aware of, that somebody else had taken the time to write down. Someone else had taken the time to find the message of it. Somebody else had actually got from her what I actually hadn't seen, and it made me cry. And I was doing a course on life and soul coaching at the time, and we were looking at our soul purpose. And it was a beautiful meditation. When I closed that meditation, I began to ring various radio stations and TV channels in Ireland to say, there's a beautiful book here with an incredible story that needs to be told. The first few phone calls were lame. Everybody put me off. Sorry, can't talk to you right now. Just tell us what you're doing. Send us an email. All of those things I had to do. And then I began to type the email saying, I have an 11-year-old child with dyslexia, and I have a good news story for you. Well, that pricked up the ears. Oh my God, that was incredible. Before I knew it, myself and the author of the book were on so many radio stations in Ireland talking as mammies about homework, about how tough it was, about how misunderstood these children were. It went on from there to being invited to the morning show in Ireland on TV. What was incredible is, for the first time ever, they let the 10 students from the school travel, and it was part of their school trip. And the children fought to read the book on the TV. They knew their message was theirs, and they didn't want anyone else reading their piece. These were children with severe dyslexia. Something had changed, they had bolstered their own belief. They had come from feeling less, and something switched in them, and they realized the validity of their story. And they were incredible. And then we realized a support group was needed. And I invited a movie down on dyslexia and invited people to come to it. And I thought there would be 60 people. And if I was lucky, I walked in that night and they said, we've got to close the doors. There are 360 people in the room. We're going to have a problem with fire and safety. And I thought, how can I get up on stage? How can I share my message? Oh my God, there are so many people in front of me. And I walked up in my high heel shoes and I said, angels, God, just give me a break here. Let me talk from me and let me share with somebody else what I think and how I feel about children learning differently. And some peace came over me and I just spoke. And I just said it as it was, and the place erupted because I'd spoken for every mother. My way, my message, just how I felt. It moves me even now. And that was the beginning of me finding my voice for many, many, many things that I was passionate about. And I realized I didn't need to be anyone else's voice. I needed to live my soul lens and nobody else's. And I needed to find ways of getting my message across, supporting others who were not supported, comforting others who felt there was no comfort, and understanding people at a real and deep level. I did that for many years until I realized that I didn't have a passion for that anymore. And that's when the soul is asking you to move forward. When you lose your energy, when you lose your passion for something, you know that you're being asked to step back in order for a new wind to carry you to the next. And for me, it was helping people to open to their Akashic records. So people find that word really hard. So I'm going to presume no one has ever heard of the Akashic records, and let's have a go at explaining this. So the Akashic records are your soul contract, your soul story that are held in the ethers and the skies. They are the message of your life purpose, your soul essence, the blueprint of your soul. And people find this fascinating that you actually can, with accuracy, tell people what their life purpose is, what their soul purpose is, because it's all written in the stars before we ever come down. And it has been my honor and privilege to write for people and to share those messages all around the world. But those messages don't actually just stop with soul purpose. They are messages that come from the angelic realm, through the ascended masters and through divine guidance, from a whole heavenly host who are here to guide and guide you and to hold you as you grow. Melissa had spoken the other day about her scribed message. So my messages come down in writing, and I write this letter of love from your soul to you, and I email it on. And here's the thing about messages. I remember when I first started doing this, I did it for people and they used to sit on the other side of the chair. So with two chairs and we'd sit down and do it. So when one of my clients came to me and said, I think Chrissy, my friend in America, really, really needs to meet you. How would that happen? I said, I don't know. I said, where's Chrissy? She said, she's in America. And I said, well, I can't go to America to meet Chrissy. And she said, would you do it online with her? I said, oh God, I don't know whether I could do the energy of that online. I don't know whether it would be accurate enough if I didn't meet her. And she looked at me, she said, Julianna, would you try? I think you can really help her. So I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, terrified, absolutely terrified. This was going to ruin me. This was going to be my ruination. And I shook and I prayed and I got out of my own way and I typed down the letter instead of handwriting it. And I sent it to Chrissy, and all I knew was her name was Chrissy and some surname, which I won't reveal, and that she lived in America. Chrissy had a 5-year-old child who was blind, and she had a 26-year-old daughter who had one child. Chrissy, in the last 6 months, her blind child had died of a brain hemorrhage, and her 26-year-old had collapsed in a supermarket, hit her head off a fridge and died. And lads, I will never in my entire life forget me in my little room in Ireland and Chrissy in her room in California. And it was like we were just together. It was like we were matched and met souls. And we were held and we laughed and we cried together. And Chrissy went on to do amazing things in the world that I don't have time to tell you, nor maybe it isn't my story to tell, because I hold things very confidentially. I realized that night the power of Skype, the power of Zoom, the power of being able to connect with the exact people that we need to connect with in order to share the light, to shine bright, as Melissa says, because the world needs you. Chrissy needed me that night, and it had a profound effect on her life. And I thank technology, even though sometimes it really baffles me, that it allows me to come into the homes and hearts through the Akashic Records of anyone who needs to hear divine inspiration and divine guidance. And if anyone's listening this evening and is having difficulty with relationships or with soul purpose or finding their voice or blockages, just reach out. We'll give you a hand. It'll work. It's not restricted to time and space. But then my whole world changed again, because what I've ended up doing is I've ended up teaching online. So I'm teaching now. I'm teaching masterclasses online, and so will you be, because this is the future for all of us, is actually finding new ways of carrying our message. The same one we come down with, laced around our little hand, saying, this is who you'll be. This is Melissa. She will help people to shine their light. There are so many ways that Melissa could have done that, but this is the one she's choosing to do now. And all the provision that she needs is provided, and you are blessed to have found her in your life. One of the courses that I teach is a course called Healing Your Throat Chakra. Oh my goodness, this came to teach as a calling from somewhere way down deep in me, and also from meeting thousands of people who were scared to say what they meant and mean what they say. So they were scared of saying something and being held out as, how does she know that? Or how can she be talking about that? Or has she enough facts? And how can she, you better take that back, and you better apologize, because that's not okay to say that. You've hurt her. And I found that everybody was getting stuck in their stories of external judgments that were coming in, and they were losing their voice. So I set upon for months putting together a Heal Your Throat Chakra. I just had no idea that when I would be launching this would be just after the coronavirus, where the throat chakra was so affected. So I just want to talk about the throat chakra, because as you're sharing your message every day, you're going to be using all of your throat chakra. So your throat chakra takes in your nose, your ears, your mouth, your chin, your jaw, your gums, your throat, your esophagus. It takes it all the way down into the lungs and your breathing. Isn't it ironic at a time when we're all trying to find our voice that there's a virus that has struck to take away and to infiltrate our throat chakra? As somebody who doesn't like to believe in fear, I believe in immunity. I believe in strengthening, and I believe in bringing forth a healing in our throats so that we are ready for what life throws at us, and we are strong. So I looked at everything from the foods that you can eat to why we do blue with the throat chakra, to Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel, how they work with us to guide and guide us through our messages. And I worked through what it could be for you this evening that took that conviction of I believe in me away. And I also looked at why we're always apologizing for being who we are and for saying what we mean and meaning what we say through our soul lens. So I put together a 14-day comprehensive program, and the results were phenomenal. People finally could talk to solicitors, could get rid of solicitors, could speak to their ex-husband without an argument, could talk to builders who came in and were trying to rip them off and saying, no, that's not okay. It was amazing. There was just so many layers to it. But tonight I want to just share with you a quick meditation to allow you to feel into your throat chakra, to allow you to connect with your voice, and allow it to set an intention for this challenge and all the challenges that you meet in your life ahead of you. So can we just drop for a moment into the chair, into the bed, into the car, or wherever you are? And can we take a beautiful, quiet, soulful moment of peace? I invite you to connect with your breathing. Just gently watching your tummy go up and down at a feeling level. The easiest way to do this is imagine that you are looking over the cot of a newborn baby in a white baby grow. Just watching the tummy rise and the tummy fall. And now connect with watching your tummy rise and your tummy fall. Enjoy the peace. And now I invite you to breathe just a little deeper, like you're clearing the nose, the throat, the trachea, bringing fresh life force breath in through you and to you. And as you breathe out, imagining yourself expelling anything that no longer serves. So take a deep breath in. Enjoy it. And release it. Take a further deep breath in. Hold it. And release it. Now bring your hands to your heart. And I ask that your voice can be a voice of truth. A voice of love. A voice of knowledge. A voice of guidance. Voice of protection. Voice of love. I ask in this moment in time that as you breathe in and out, fresh energy is brought into your being. And that a freshness comes to your spirit that tears back any curtains of doubt and allows you to step firmly into the light of your being. It is no mistake that you're on this earth. You're a divine child, divine spark, let loose to ramble on this earth, to share your legacy of love, given a beautiful voice. It's not like anybody else's voice. It holds your signature note. Just as you were made, is perfection. Your story has never been told. It cannot be told by anybody but you. You are the holder of your soul story. You are the illuminator of your life purpose. And I ask in this moment in time that you are given the gift of courage and the gift of belief in you. Belief in your voice, in your message, and that you hone the intention to be of service, to leave this world as a better place, to be the change you want to see in the world, and to believe that when you have a vision for this better world, the provision will indeed be provided. I ask that Archangel Michael guides and guards your throat and protects you. That Archangel Gabriel, the great messenger, brings you messages of love and empowerment that touch the hearts of those who need to hear us, so that the light that you hold will light up the hearts of many, one-on-one, lighting a kaleidoscope of colour, bringing light into the world. I ask you to put your hands on your throat and just feel yourself nurture and nourish that throat in a real and meaningful way, honoring you. You are the messenger. The world needs you. It's been waiting for you. Now is the time. It had to be you. The incredible, resourceful, resilient, masterful you. And you are but stepping into honoring your own brilliance as you take another step through the story of your magical life. I'm going to allow you to stay in that peace for a moment. It's a beautiful space. It's the space of your soul. And when you're ready, and only when you're ready, open your eyes and come back to me. That was very deep and profound. If anybody has found there's obstacles there, things that came to the surface, reach out to me for a reading. We'll work this through. There can be many reasons why it's hard to accept the brilliance of you. But now is your time. You'll be treated with a guiding hand. If anybody wishes to do the masterclass for the 14 days, it only takes 15 minutes a day. And I am offering the meditation from the masterclass free of charge to you. And I'm hoping that you'll use it every day to ground you and to extend your voice box and to get your voice box working correctly and to bring fresh energy in before you go on camera each day. That meditation takes less than 10 minutes, but my goodness, does it really open the larynx and really allow the words to come forth. That's my gift to you. And in order to get this gift, can I ask you just to put a little message on my website to me, as I don't want to bombard you. And it's www.juliannajay.com, but I'm sure Melissa will share it. Reach out in the contacts and ask me to send you on, and I will be honored to send you on that guided meditation that is usually, has a fee to it, but it's my honored gift to help every one of you to be who you need to be through this challenge. And please subscribe as well to my website, because as you subscribe to the website, there's a beautiful meditation for anyone who finds it hard to get to sleep. It takes 2 minutes and it sets you off into a beautiful space of love and light as you move into your night's sleep. So this has been an honor. Melissa, I'll turn it back to you, and let's hear what you have to say.
Well, thank you so much, Julianna Jay. That was absolutely amazing, and what a blessing for everybody that got to experience what you had to say tonight, and also that beautiful meditation. So as I say to all of you, that I believe in divine timing. I believe in divine messages, and I believe that things happen for a reason, and all that they say, people come into your life for a reason or a season too. And please reach out to Julianna Jay and go to her website and get the free meditation to activate your throat chakras. Whenever you are feeling in doubt that you are not enough, that no one will care what you've got to say, that it doesn't matter what you've got to say, that it's not going to help anyone, or you're not worthy of being seen, or you're not worthy of being successful, you'll have that resource and tool there for the rest of your life, which is absolutely priceless. Because imagine what your life could be like if you were top of mind in your industry, if you were selling out your events, your programs, your retreats. How different would your world be? What would you be doing in your life? And imagine the legacy that you would be able to leave behind by being able to share your message and just, as I said, release all of that doubt and self-limiting beliefs that hold you back from being the leader that you were born to be. So thank you everyone for watching. We've had quite a lot of people watching us on Facebook, so thank you everyone for watching on Facebook, or those watching the replay. I will put the links to Julianna's website down below. And for those of you who have never done my 30-day video challenge before, I will also put a link in the comments there. We would love for you to join us. You've got an important message to share with the world. And the Facebook group is a closed, supportive, encouraging community with members from all around the world who are mentors to guide and support you through the challenge and get you through all of your obstacles. So I hope that you'll join us, and thank you everyone, sending you all love and light, and remember to shine bright because the world needs you. Good night everyone.
Night. Thank you.